do that sometimes. Like when I'm talking to them.
Don't do drugs.
Say it in the mic.
Don't do drugs. They are very bad.
Don't buy drugs.
Don't do the ones for free either.
What?
Four of addicts having coffee.
We're keeping it in.
Addicts having coffee.
Take two.
Next day. Hi guys, and welcome to Hi guys, and welcome to Addicts Having Coffee with me, Tony Quinn, where we talk addiction, recovery, and everything in between. And today we have Fabian D with us. Welcome, Fabian.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. I'm really excited to have you here.
I'm nervous, but excited.
Yeah, I think you'll get through this.
I've never been on a podcast before.
Never done one?
No.
Well, welcome, man. Like, this is a cool, relaxed place, I think. I like to think.
It seems that way.
It seems that way.
From what we've been going through before the podcast started.
This is a place for deep conversations and laughs.
And for nonsense.
Nonsense.
Absolute nonsense.
We have very in-depth understanding of everyone's favorite movie in this place. Yeah. Like, it's in-depth. We understand who likes Tom Hanks, who doesn't like Tom Hanks.
More people don't like him than I thought.
Yeah,
I've never been in a room where more people dislike Tom Hanks than like Tom Hanks.
Don't come for us, guys. Don't come for us. There's in-depth discussion about why. Okay. You know, he's a robot man.
He is a robot man.
He's a robot
T.
man.
Hanks.
Yeah. But, okay, that aside.
That was the in-between.
That was the in-between. Now we're going to get to the meat of things. So, like I said to everyone before we begin, it's just, this is a safe space, not for Tom Hanks, but it's a safe space for people. And if I ask a question just, regarding addiction or anything that's happened in your life and you're uncomfortable with it, just pass. If you want to explain why, explain why. If you don't, carry on. This is your story and you tell it the way that suits you. There will be some questions asked just in case some people don't understand certain words we use or things like that, and I'll just explain some of that. But basically, I don't know how long I've known you for.
Maybe 3 years.
3 years, hey, yeah. Since
Maybe.
We both came back
Since
to
we
the
both
fellowship.
came back to the room.
I mean, the rooms. My bad.
Yeah.
But I think the best place to start when it comes to discussing addiction and recovery is just from the beginning. So tell us a little bit about you and how you grew up.
Yeah, all right. So I never know where to really start this story, but yeah. So I grew up on a farm, actually. It was quite nice. I was born during apartheid, 1988, to a mixed race family. My mom's Indian, my dad's white, German to be specific, which is why they lived on a farm, because the Group Areas Act hadn't been abolished yet. But I obviously didn't know this because I was a child, so I just thought we were farmers. And yeah, growing up on a farm was great, actually. I had hundreds of pets, I had all the space in the world, had lots of friends. There was a river at the bottom of our farm, a mountain behind it. Some people might know it's Hanops River. There's quite hiking trails and stuff there as well now. And yeah, like childhood was good, like from what I remember. And then we moved to Germany for 2 years in 1993.
Oh, wow.
Because my mother was concerned about what might happen in terms of civil war and all of those things. For the younger viewers, like, South Africa was wild once upon a time, like really wild. Then in 95 we moved back. My mom was happy to move back. Nelson Mandela was president, so she was like, okay, the right guy got elected president. We can come back. And I went to school at the German school in Parktown, or it's not actually Parktown, but whatever. And that's, I think, sort of where my addiction story starts.
Yeah.
Is in grade 1. There was this assembly for all the grade 1s, and the parents were there and the kids were there. And after the assembly, the kids were all playing, trying to get as much playtime in as possible, and the parents were chatting with each other, getting to know each other. And this kid came up to me and asked me which one was my mom. So I pointed at my mom, well, she's that one over there. And he asked me, why does she look different to everybody else? And honestly, I thought he was like a slow kid because I was like, of course she looks different. She's my mom.
Yeah.
Like, why would she
Yeah.
look like your mom?
Yeah.
And then he said, no, why does she look like a maid? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what's going on here? I don't understand what he's talking about. And like, no, she's so dark. And, you know, in his defense, my mom is quite dark-skinned. I won't lie. Like, she's not one of those light-skinned Bollywood Indians. But I hadn't noticed this before. I hadn't noticed that my mom was darker than me. I was darker than my dad. That I was darker than the other kids at the school because, as you can imagine, 1995, the German school was quite white.
Yes, I was going to ask.
Like, there weren't many people.
Were you one of the only people of color there?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was. There were a few other mixed race kids there, like I think 4 in total. Some Filipino and Brazilian mixes were there. And it made me feel like I felt different for the first time in my life. Like, because even in Germany, I didn't feel, no one really pointed it out ever. Like, so, and not different in a good way, you know, not a unique snowflake kind of way.
Yeah.
I felt dirty, felt ugly, felt like I needed to make people not see my difference, right? And this is where sort of the behavior started. I started by people pleasing. That was my go-to, right? So like, I remember my mom used to make me these like amazing lunches, right? Like she'd make me like samosas and rotis and curry and this and this and this. And I would just hand it out to everybody else just so that they'd like me. And obviously they'd take it because they had whatever their German mothers made, you know, like whatever buttered bread with salami on it and shit, you know what I mean? So they were obviously really happy to get this amazing food. And my mom could never understand why I'd come home and be so hungry all the time. Like she'd make lunch and I'd just fucking devour the food. She's like, why you eat so much? Like what's going on? Like I made you such a huge lunch, but I was just giving it all away. Just because I wanted people to focus on something other than what made me different.
Yeah.
And this behavior was, you know, I eventually found my way into the cool kids in primary school. I'd bully other kids with them, even though they would all bully me because I was like the least cool of the cool kids, right? And I was just basically a dickhead most of the time. And then in terms of using, like actually picking up for the first time, that happened at the beginning of high school. I was 13 going on 14. And I'd left the German school and moved to a South African school.
Oh, okay.
Because, my mom just wanted me out the German school for some reason. And I had a year. So she told me at the beginning of grade 7. So I spent that year sort of creating this persona.
Oh, I relate to that, yeah.
Creating this person that I was going to become.
Yep.
Right? And I based this person off like teen stoner and sex comedies. So the cool kid.
Oh, I get it.
That always knew how to get drugs, that always had some way to get alcohol for the party. The one that was always hooking up with the girls and this and this and this. This is who I decided I needed to be moving forward to be accepted.
Yeah.
Because I just hated myself.
And
really.
you planned that, basically. It's so funny you say that. In my journal, I have, from when I was a kid, planning the exact same kind of thing and the identity I wanted. I mean, I watched The Craft once, and I was like, I'm Nancy, I'm a witch now, and people will fear me.
Yeah.
And I get that. And also, it's seeing relationships almost as transactional and strategic from a very young age.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Yeah. So what happened once you found that persona?
So I went to the school and they had this thing where the grade 8s would go on a camp before grade 8 started, right? So that they could get to know each other. So I went on this camp and I just fed everyone lies.
Yeah.
Right? They'd ask me, have you ever smoked before? I'm like, bro, I'm the fucking spokesperson for Camel, right? Like, have you ever smoked a joint before? I'm like, I roll blunts better than Bob Marley type thing, you know, like, do you drink? Yeah, all the time. Fucking sponsorship deal with Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh yeah, have you ever hooked up with a girl, bro? Bro, orgies every Tuesday. This is me, right? Like I am just this guy, right? The only things about myself that were true, that were kind of cool, were that I skateboarded and that I loved hip hop. So I slid that in there as well.
And that was actually something
that
you
was
loved.
actually that was
Yeah.
that was actually something I did and something I loved. And so I thought, yeah, you know, the camp came and went, and I felt like people bought my lies. I don't know. But, you know, most people, when they get lied to, just accept it because they don't think people are lying to them.
Yeah.
Because not everyone just goes around
Especially at 13.
planning lies for a year that they're going to tell strangers. And then, yeah, so we went to school, and that weekend, the first week of school, that weekend there was a house party in Four Ways Gardens. I'll never forget. And so we went to the house party, and someone gave me a cigarette, and I smoked it. I started coughing, obviously, because I'd never smoked before.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, oh, I thought you smoke all the time. And I was like, and the lies just came so naturally to me. I remember I pulled out my asthma pump like this. And I went, yeah, bro, it's just the first drag of the day always hits the lungs really hard. It's just, that's what it is. Then someone rolled a joint, we smoked that. Also coughing my lungs out, people laughing at me, oh, baby lungs, baby lungs. Then the guy who gave me a cigarette is like, no, guys, he's got asthma. It's just like that, right?
Yeah,
so
I
like,
saw the pump.
So now I had other people confirming my lies for me, which is really what you want if you're a liar. And then we started drinking, and one by one, sort of people started fading, right? Like, oh, we got the greenies, people on the bushes throwing up, and this and that. And I was just cool, man. I was like, I could just do this thing.
Yeah.
And it made me feel like I had never felt before. I felt like I belonged. I felt funny. I felt smart. I felt brave. I felt confident. And I was like, yeah, this is what I want from life. And so that's what I did for the next 13 years.
And that all happened in one evening.
That was one evening.
Everything all at once, compounded.
Yeah.
I remember also with the cigarettes, it just made me remember something so clearly. I had smoked cigarettes before, but I never inhaled them. You know, the inhaling thing got me. And I remember being in Umschlange with a group of friends and being handed a cigarette, and I was like, I do this all the time. And I took a drag of the cigarette, and they were like, you're not inhaling. You're not inhaling. It was a group of boys that were older than me. And I was like, oh, no, I know exactly how to inhale. And I inhaled, and I threw up.
Yeah, no.
I threw up, but I kept smoking.
Of course.
And I went home, and my mom came in, and she was like, why do you smell like cigarettes? I was like, it's just around everyone smoking. It's totally fine. She knew, but it was like... also just trying so desperately to be
Ego
part of it.
body spray wherever you went.
Ego,
it's Axe now.
Axe. I remember the Ego adverts.
Gum in your pockets all the time. No, mom, it's just, no, you know, what must I do? They smoke. Like, what can I do?
And my mom smoked, so I was like, it's you.
Yeah.
It's you. And then she started giving me cigarettes, so it was fine.
Yeah, no, I didn't. No. I got in trouble every time.
All happened one night.
Yeah, that was, and then that kept happening every weekend. You know what I mean? But like the progression of the drug use, so I don't like to differentiate drugs from each other, right? But I feel like I do have to sort of differentiate them a little bit, right? So like, as I said, house party, cigarettes, alcohol, weed. This is at the beginning of grade 8, right? And before that night, hadn't tried anything ever before. And then halfway through grade 9, I was doing lines of coke in the bathroom at school.
In grade 9?
Yeah. So like literally a year and a half later. And that's how quickly it went from being, Fabian's just a teenager experimenting to, maybe we should keep an eye on this guy.
Did any of your peers know that it was happening? Like, was it part
it was
of your
with
identity?
my peers.
Yeah.
Because again, I was still just trying to fit in.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, in some instances, I would instigate and sort of be the ringleader, but most of the time I was just following, right? And some older kids had drugs.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
I wanted to be cool, so I did drugs with that. So I did that with them. And whenever we could, you know, like the funny thing is when you're that young, it's much easier to get illicit drugs than it is to get alcohol. Because drug
100%.
dealers don't ask for IDs.
Yeah, yeah.
Bottle stores do.
Yeah.
But the guy on the corner isn't checking for me. He's just like, do you have the money?
Give me the money, here's
the
your
money,
substance.
and then I get what I can. So it was easier to get the illicit substances than it was to get alcohol. But we still managed to get alcohol. Let's not lie to ourselves,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, then it just became a thing. And you know, from my memory, it feels like there was a house party every weekend.
There was,
Like
and
every
I'm going to
single
tell you
weekend
there
of high
was.
school.
There was.
From the time I was in grade 8 to the time I matriculated, there was a house party every single weekend. And we'd just get fucked up every single weekend. And I'd always get just a little more fucked up than everybody else.
Yeah.
Or I'd keep going a bit. Like when other people would be like, maybe we should get a bottle of water now. I'd be like, no, more tequila, please, please, please. It's like, no, don't roll another joint. But we can get more high, guys. You know what I mean?
Get that. And you don't realize you really have a problem in that moment, or you just don't understand why everyone's okay to just stop.
Yeah.
Like, they cool. Like, they done for the night, and you just have to keep going.
Exactly. And then eventually what I found is I just found other people that would keep going with me to normalize what I was doing.
Absolutely.
And then the people who could stop became the weirdos.
Yeah.
It's like, well, why aren't you guys doing more? Like, you guys are just losers.
Did
right?
you find yourself, that's what I was like, judging the people
course.
that didn't do anything? It
Of
was
course.
like, they're so boring.
You're such a loser.
Yeah.
You don't smoke on the field at break?
Yeah,
What's wrong with you?
you don't get caught
Like,
and
what
suspended.
are you saying to me? You didn't come to school high today. Like, how are you surviving the day? And this is the mentality, right? And it kept going. So I'd say between the ages of 14 and 18, I don't think I ever went more than like 2 weeks without using, right? And when I say using, I mean anything, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's alcohol, whether it's cocaine, meth, cat.
Even meth in high school at a young age.
Cat.
Yeah.
Cat was the more prevalent thing when I was in high school.
Yeah, and it was cheaper than cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, than cocaine.
Much cheaper.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then between the ages of like 18 and 22, probably like no more than 5 days between using. And then at 22 is when my addiction skyrocketed. My dad committed suicide at the beginning of 2010.
I'm sorry, Fabian.
Thanks. And the weird thing, like, I had such a weird reaction to it because, and I look back at it now and it's not a normal reaction at all. Because most people in that moment when they found out would be really sad.
Yeah.
Because I was close to my dad. My dad was an addict as well. But I was close to him. And my mom is the opposite of an addict. She's never done anything before. So she was very strict about, you don't get to see Fabian if you've been using anything, right? You don't get to have a drink in front of Fabian. You don't get to smoke a blunt. Nothing. And that was since I was like 6 years old, or even 3 years old till he died.
Were your parents married? Still
No,
married?
they were divorced. And so I was very close to him, and I only knew him in his, because he used to white knuckle quite a lot. He never found a 12-step program. He never found anything like this.
Do you want to quickly just explain what white knuckle means?
So white knuckling is when you abstain from substances without working on yourself, in essence.
There we go.
Yeah. And in those times, he was a great dad. He was very loving. He was very kind. He was very funny. We went on... You're going to fight the painting again. We went on road trips together, on holidays to Germany together. Like, it was cool, right? And when he died, I wasn't sad immediately. I saw it as an excuse for me to ramp up. Because at this point in time, people had already started being like, oh, maybe you should slow down a bit. And now I had the dead dad card.
Yeah.
People would be like, Fabian, like, I think you need to slow down. I'm like, when was the last time your dad committed suicide, bro? Oh, is that right? Fucking cut the line, bro. Like, I got no time for you. And I used it in that sense. And I didn't mourn till much later.
I just want to first of all say thank you so much for sharing that. I think a lot of people struggle to say things like that out loud. And again, I just want to relate. I've got an experience where someone passed and I should have sat with the pain. I should have seen my family around me struggling, but instead I did see it as an opportunity and a reason to use more, and no one could say anything to me.
Yeah.
And I was pulling that card a lot.
Yeah, and I look back at it, it's so shameful. Really.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a disgusting thing to do, because like I wasn't there for my mom.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for my family overseas. I wasn't there for anyone. I didn't need anyone to be there for me because I had drugs. And yeah, it was just, so then from then on till I eventually got clean, I can't think of a 48-hour period without drugs. Like 48 hours, and that's probably because I was passed out for 24 of those and recovering for 24 others. But yeah, that's when it started getting really, the party was over. Like in every sense of the word. Like I wasn't, because at first, you know, my using was quite social. I'd be out, I'd be drinking, I'd be party drugging, you know what I mean? I just party a lot.
Yeah, and you probably had like a group of people you were around.
So
did you?
I actually had several groups.
Yes.
So that it wouldn't seem like I had a problem. So I had like my Monday to Wednesday people.
Yeah.
Then I had my Wednesday nights, and I had my and then I had my weekend people.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they were only behaving this way in those times.
Yeah.
But I had found a way to stretch it out.
Extend.
Like weekend starts on Monday, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was very social at first, and then after my dad died, that's when it's, you know, my world shrunk.
Yeah.
And it basically became this one pub that my friends and I would go to. They had a jukebox, so we could always pick our songs. They had pool tables, so we could play pool. It got to a point where we could get cash on tab from the owner to buy ourselves drugs.
Yeah.
So we didn't, that's how much we were part of that establishment, right? So we'd be like, no, we'll get you back next week and just give us some cash. We need to get some drugs right now. And it became this one little place, and obviously it'd venture out every now and then, but most of the next 5 years were spent at this one pub, just using constantly, with 2 or 3 people. Sometimes more would join us, but like 2 or 3 core people that were always there.
How were your relationships outside of the using space at this point? Were people starting to be concerned? Did anyone ever call you out on the behaviors?
Only my mother.
Yeah.
But so my mother wanted to send me to rehab when I was 16.
Yeah.
She was like, I've seen this movie with your dad before. Like, I don't need to see that. And I was like, you're crazy. I'm just a 16-year-old kid, right? But the thing is, I had my circle only comprised of people that used.
Yeah.
Right? I don't have any siblings to call me out. My family is either all in Durban or in Germany. And the only people I had around me were using with me.
Yeah.
And thought I was really cool. And I thought they were really cool.
Of course.
Except for my mother and my girlfriend at the time, who didn't use, but I just lied to her, and she just thought that I drank a bit more than most people.
Yeah. It's crazy how easy we can hide it in the beginning.
Yeah.
And also convince ourselves that it's okay.
Yeah.
In some sense, and also the victim. Like, I mean, you went through a serious trauma, and you went through a few serious real life traumas, and then finding substances. I don't know if it takes away that sense of insecurity around growing up and wanting to fit in.
Yeah, because I did fit in.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, I did fit in when I was on substances.
Yeah.
Because everyone else that I was around was doing, so we did fit in that sense, right? But I wasn't being myself. Mm-hmm. So at the back of my mind, I always knew that these people don't really know you.
Yeah.
But just use more drugs.
And do you feel like you ever knew you then? Because like me, you created this persona very young.
I pretty much convinced myself that that's who I was.
Yeah.
I thought I thought that's who I was.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I thought I am the guy that I set out to be. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I was never one of those people that had like the goalposts like really close by and then set them far. Like, I knew when I was 13 that I wanted to do cocaine.
There we go.
I knew that I basically knew I wanted to be an addict.
Yeah.
And I kind of knew I was an addict for a long time as well. Like, long before the rooms. And I sort of wore that as a badge of honor. You know, the same way that I wear recovering addict as a badge of honor now, I wore active addict as a badge of honor then. Because
So
I was
did
like,
I.
you guys are just fucking boring normies.
Yeah. I thought that suffering made me interesting as well. Like, I thought that was like the whole thing. And also in sobriety, and we'll get to this, for me, when I want to say sober, not recovery. When I first got sober, I really, for a long time, struggled with the idea that I thought I had lost any form of being interesting or acceptable to other people, because now I wasn't interesting and I wasn't suffering, which was a huge struggle of mine. And it goes back to when I was younger, putting on the persona of this is who I'm going to be because I need to fit in. And I also had a lot of transactional relationships. I used to steal my mom's perfume and give it to the cool girls at school so that they would accept me,
yeah.
you know? And I get that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very interesting point, actually. Like, suffering makes me interesting.
Yeah.
It's so weird, because, like, I still, to this day, I still, like, have these thoughts of, like, if this truly horrific thing could happen to me, then I would be able to deal with it now. And people would think I'm so special because of how well I can deal with that situation.
So relatable.
And I'm like, why are you thinking about your girlfriend dying, bro? Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, why are you thinking about losing a future child? You know, like, fucking sick thoughts.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, because then people will think that I'm like special and interesting.
I'm strong.
I'm strong.
Yeah.
I'm better at life than other people, or whatever it is that I'm thinking at the time. I don't even know sometimes. But yeah, it's and that's the sick mind of an addict, kids.
Yeah, welcome to the world of our brains. No, I do the same thing. Like, there was one time are we jumping ahead? Sorry. I got really ill, and I've got OCD, and it's around health anxiety, and a doctor thought I had something seriously awful. I swear, I was lying in an MRI scan, and I was like, if I get through this, I have done something.
Yeah.
I've beaten addiction. I've beaten an eating disorder, and I'm going to beat this. And it was such a sick thought that I had to call myself out on it when they were wheeling me out of the MRI. I was like, why did I think that?
No, it's crazy.
It was horrific.
Yeah, it's this insecurity that has followed me around my entire life.
Yeah.
And it's far better. Like, I'm far more secure now than I've been in the past, especially during active.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm still just a guy, you know.
I'm still just a guy.
I'm still just a guy.
I
that
love that.
struggles,
I love
like,
that.
all the time. Yeah.
So let's go back. So you would go to this one pool bar, be partying with your friends. How did that escalate? Like, were there any, like, severe consequences that happened or anything like that?
We got arrested a few times, like, but just like overnight stays.
Yeah,
you know.
holding cell.
Yeah, holding cells, bribing cops, I suppose. I think maybe 2 or 3 fights. I'm not really a fighter or anything like that. Like 2 or 3 fights as well throughout that time. The biggest consequence that I think from the outside, the most visible consequence would be how many cars I wrote off.
Me too.
In that time.
Oh, sorry.
Like, yeah, I just crashed so many times. So many times.
Oh.
And I remember the first one, it wasn't my fault, legit. It was like early in the morning. A truck jumped a red robot, right? But I was definitely coming down.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't been, maybe I would have seen that the truck wasn't stopping.
Yeah, like better reflex.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was my fault, but like by law, it wasn't my fault. Let's put it that way. But yeah, all the others, I was either drunk or there was a very bad car accident with my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
I broke my leg. She had like neck problems from that day on. I don't know if she still does. And it was her car, and like it was just her parents didn't speak to me for ages. Like I couldn't go to the house anymore and stuff. And even then, in those times, like I remember, I wasn't thinking about if she was fine. I wasn't thinking about whether I was fucked up. I wasn't thinking if she was fine, if the other people were fine. I remember I heard somewhere that if you've been given a morphine drip, that the cops can no longer like sobriety test you.
Yeah.
So I remember getting into the ambulance because I got there first, and I was like, guys, please drip me up as quickly as you can because I don't want to get arrested tonight, right? And then
This is not a tip.
And then they did, and I mean, morphine, it's one hell of a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's where my concern was. My concern was with I don't want to get caught.
Yes.
Doing this thing.
I harmed myself, I harmed other people, someone could have died.
I wasn't even like I couldn't walk.
Yeah.
My leg literally snapped in half.
Yeah.
I couldn't walk, and I was like, I just don't want to get caught. Right? I want to have plausible deniability in the morning when I have to talk to the sober people in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's awful.
Yeah, it is. And So that was the biggest external consequence. But internally,
Yeah.
I was just like, every line was just eroding my humanity. Every shot, every blunt, every just slowly but surely, I was just losing every aspect of what it means to be a human being
Yeah.
to the drugs.
Did you start losing those friendships you had?
Not the using ones.
Yeah.
No, they were there to the bitter end. Yeah, one of them I was still friends with, well, till he passed last year or the year before.
Sorry.
Was it last year or the year before? I don't know. Time is, I'm not good at time. But yeah, we stayed friends after a break because he kept using, and then once he was fine with me again, then we could be friends again. But yeah, like, so I didn't have these, like, I didn't end up on the streets.
Yeah.
I didn't end up losing everything that I had because I didn't really have much to begin with, right? Like, I never had a real job. I've been a poker player since I was 18 years old.
That's what I was going to ask. So you were working through this within the poker world?
Yeah, I was playing poker,
Yeah.
but like at a poker game at a pub,
Exactly.
I can get up every 10 minutes for a line.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I can't get fired.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? So I didn't lose that much,
Yeah.
right? I didn't lose the relationship I had with the woman that I was seeing at the time. I just lost my humanity, is what I lost.
That's the biggest thing.
And yeah, I was just, my every action was controlled by the substances. I can't go here. There's people that at that place that don't like when I use cocaine, so I don't want to see them type
Yeah.
thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's easier here. Let's not do that. Let's try avoid driving so we don't get arrested. Not because getting arrested is bad, because you can't do drugs in jail.
Yeah.
Right, in the holding cell, they search you.
Yeah.
They take your shit from
Yeah.
you. It's really inconvenient. Like, and they can keep you there for a weekend.
Yeah.
And now you must be there the whole weekend without using.
Get
Like,
arrested on a Friday. Bad timing.
that would be mental
Yeah.
behavior. That would be insane. So like, yeah, like I said, I didn't have the same consequences that a lot of addicts that I know had. But I had the one that unites, in my opinion, us all in that, yeah, I just wasn't a human anymore, really.
I get that. And I also think it's important for people to understand that there doesn't have to be this massive outside consequence that you can identify and name and tell this big story about. Because it's so deeply internal. It's so deeply internal. And the way you describe it, losing your sense of self, is that is what it did for me. It slowly eroded me. I started making choices that actually gave me consequences. Like, I didn't have to live in my car. I could have gone home to my mom, but I chose to stay in my car and use because it was just easier. And also it added to the plot.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of
It made
stuff
you more
I thought.
interesting, the suffering.
100%. 100%. And I feel like people think, a lot of people, and this is specifically younger people that are struggling with addiction, is that they are told if you don't, or they believe, based on media, based on movies, if you don't have this big outside consequences, you're not worthy of asking for help.
Yeah.
Even when it's so severely internal and damaging and killing them.
Yeah.
And I just want you guys to know that if you're watching this.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's a very important message, because I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't ask for help for so long.
Exactly.
Because I still had money in my bank account. I had a partner. I had friends. You know, I was pretty much living the rock star dream just without being a rock star.
Yeah.
So I thought, what help do I need?
Exactly.
Like, I'm so much cooler than everybody else.
Exactly.
Like, how could I possibly need help?
It's so relatable.
I had like we'd be driving. I know this is one that addicts talk about a lot. We'd be driving after a bender at like 5 a.m. and then see the people jogging and be like,
those guys.
oh my God, how shit is your life, bro?
Cyclists.
Like, come over here, dude. We're having so much more fun. Like, your life sucks. You're jogging at 5 a.m., dude. Like,
I used to hate joggers and cyclists and obviously the morning birds.
see, that's the one I don't relate to
Hate
with the rest
them.
of you.
Hate
So
them.
many of you hate that thing. I like the morning birds.
No, bro, I'll never forget that. Like, still to this day, hearing the sound of the morning birds makes me feel like I've done something wrong.
Yeah, no,
I can't.
I was like, for me, it was like a badge of honor. It's like, bro, birds are chirping and we're still out, bro.
We cool, man.
We are so cool.
It's crazy. It's crazy how we can like, I don't know, we all have different experiences with different kind of things, and the morning bird seems to be a bit one people will discuss.
Yes.
Some people are like, nah, I love them, bro.
I know lots of people that they just can't do it. But like, also I think, because even in recovery, I stayed playing poker, and sometimes I'd play till 4 or 5 in the morning.
See.
So like, it's just it's not something that I have drug associations with. It's just, I have bad sleep patterns.
I went to a wedding and we got home like really late and it was far, and we drove home, and then I started hearing the morning birds, and I was like, what did I do? What have I done?
Oh,
like
no.
I've done something wrong, and I felt so much intense guilt.
Yeah.
And my boyfriend was like, you just watched your friend get married? I'm like, did I? What else? It was weird. But what, so you were going through this phase, what drove you to the point, or not drove you, got you to the point to say, maybe this is a problem?
So, like I said, I knew I had a problem.
Yes.
For quite a long time.
Yeah.
I just had no idea what to do about this problem.
Got you.
So I was like, okay, I had sort of accepted the fact that I'm just a drug guy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to do drugs.
Yeah.
And that's just it now. Like, I'm going to do them forever. And one day I'll die.
Yeah.
And that's that. And I not made peace with it, but I had sort of just, like, I was like, yeah, okay, this is who I can be. And then in 2015, after just the most intense bender of my life, I honestly think I slept 2 hours in 10 days.
Worst feeling.
And like, I don't quite recall the last 96 hours of the bender to this day. But I remember coming to on a friend's couch. I recognized the room. So like, I was coming to from a standing blackout.
Yeah.
Right? For those who don't know, it's you're awake, but you have no recollection of anything.
And
really.
nothing. Like, a lot of people will say, if someone tells them they blacked out, they'll be like, oh, she's just making excuse for her behavior. He's just making, like, you can genuinely black it all out and still be moving and speaking and
That's the crazy thing
Yeah.
is, like, people will tell you, but what about the conversation we had, bro?
Yeah.
Like, I told you all that personal stuff and you were so helpful, and I'm like, hi there, boss.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember any of it. So I came to on this couch, and there was like a mirror behind the TV or something like that. And I looked at myself, and like, my skin was green. and I had a glass of whiskey in the one hand and a CD case with some cocaine on the other. And I looked at myself again, and I was still green. I was like, fuck, this is real. Like,
I'm not
this is not
hallucinating.
And I just said to myself, I said, Fabian, you can't carry on like this. Like, you're literally gonna die. I just had this moment of clarity amongst all the chaos of the last 13 years. There was this one moment of clarity where I was like, you're gonna lose everything. Like, your mom's not gonna put up with this for any longer. Your girlfriend's not gonna put up with this for much longer. Your body's not gonna put up with this for much longer. Like, you're gonna die in the gutter. That's what's gonna happen to you. That's the outcome of this behavior. So I downed the whiskey and finished the cocaine, because
You have to finish it.
can't not,
You have to.
because it was there. So I had to take it, because that's what my addiction became eventually. If there were drugs there,
Yeah.
I took them.
Yeah.
I don't really have a drug of choice or anything like that. Whatever was around, I would put inside me. I woke up my friend, told him to take me home. I took the longest shower I've ever taken in my life. The water was ice cold by the end of the shower. I was just trying to wash the last 10 days off my body. Didn't really work out that well. Cats just stinks forever.
Seeps through
Jesus,
your
disgusting.
skin. Meth cathinoid, to everyone watching this, it's uniquely a South African name, but it's got other names all over the place. That smell, I will never, as long as I live, forget. If I
That
wear
oily
copper,
skin.
if I got copper jewelry on, that's why I don't wear copper jewelry, because the rings, I'll find myself literally smelling them. And it reminds me of that. And I smell my copper rings a bit too much for my liking. So I do not own any more. It's disgusting. And it is killing the youth. It is killing them.
Yeah, it really is. So I got out the shower, looked at myself in the mirror again, still didn't recognize the person that I had become, because I don't think there was a person to recognize, because at this point, the erosion was complete and entire, and there was just nothing left of me inside. I looked kind of like, I kind of recognized my face, but when I looked beyond my eyes, there was just nothing. And I thought, okay, I came up with two options for myself. I said, okay, you're either going to ask for help today, or you're going to go to the dope spot and you're just going to take enough to die, right? Today is the day you're just going to take more than any human should, and you're going to die foaming at the mouth somewhere. Because I can't anymore. I couldn't live with or without drugs anymore. Like, it was just impossible at this point. So, and I didn't know what to choose because my brain didn't function. I didn't realize that, of course, the option is ask for help.
Yeah.
Of course, that's what you should be doing right now. Death seemed equally as good an option. So I flipped a coin. And then I called my mom because it landed on heads. That was that.
I actually don't even have words for that.
I mean, I'm a gambling man.
Yeah, you are a gambling man. You gambled with your life there.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
you were for years
all,
anyway.
Every addict gambles.
Yeah,
like you
we
say.
did it every day.
All gambled
Yeah.
with our lives. Like, just one bad hit, one funnily cut bag, and it's all done. you know?
Heart just stopping. that
Heart just
fucking
stopping.
Straight.
One wrong word to a dealer. One
Bad
debt,
accident.
One
Car accident.
debt not paid back.
Yeah.
Because it's not like I was borrowing money from good people.
Yeah, never. No, or
Like,
stealing from good people.
You know, these were people. So I flipped the coin, and then I called my mom. I told her, listen, I need to talk to you when you get home from work. I called my then girlfriend, told her I have something to talk to you guys about. They came over. They came to the house, and I didn't even confess the drugs, to be honest. Right? I told them I had a drinking problem.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, if I tell them, they're just gonna say, get the fuck out right now. Because obviously in society, drinking is acceptable for people who do it responsibly.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's the worst of the drugs, to be honest.
Me too.
In part because it's so acceptable.
Yeah.
Society.
And blacking out is
Turn
one
18,
of the most dangerous
get
things.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Turn 21, get married. Be hungover on the first day that you guys are married. But yeah, so I told them I had a drinking problem, which tracked.
Of course.
Because almost no matter what else I was doing, I was always drinking.
Yeah.
Because I did most of my things out in the world.
Yeah.
At bars and at clubs and at braais and whatever. So there was always alcohol involved. So they were like, okay, cool. What do you want to do about this? I was like, I phoned this hotline before they got there. And this amazing British man answered. If he is still doing the work, thank you so much for the work that you do. And I told him what my problem was. I told him a bit about myself, and he said, okay, I'm going to call you back in 2 minutes. All right. And if he hadn't, I think I would have left before my mom and girlfriend got home. I think I would have just gone back out there.
Yeah.
He called me back almost immediately. He's like, okay, there's this rehab. It's not down the road from where you live, but it's not far from where you live. People, it works with a lot of people your age, and they have, it's a good place for you to start your recovery journey. And so then I told my mom and my girlfriend this. I was like, yeah, I found out about this place. It's here. It's not too far from us. And I had already phoned the rehab and asked how much it costs and all that, because I had no money left at this point. Obviously, this is why I needed help. And I told my mom how much it costs and and she's like, okay. Because I didn't have medical aid either, so I didn't have those 21 days or anything like that. And then she was like, okay, you need to give me a week to get this money so that we can. And so I spent a week terrified at home.
Yeah, and not using for that week.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, I got you.
So I spent the first 2 days using at home. All right, I didn't know I was using.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I know.
So I had this. So
Don't know what's happening.
I was terrified of leaving the house.
Yes.
Right? Now, most of the drugs I used were stimulants.
Yes.
Right? Like, I was a stimulant guy. Mm-hmm. But I also used to drink bottles of codeine to sleep after the stimulants. Right? So I had a cupboard with I think there were maybe 12 bottles of Penelon codeine in the back there. So I had them there, and I thought to myself, you know what? when I drink this stuff, I get all groggy and
Calm.
and like I basically just sleep.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna use this stuff to make sure that I don't leave the house, so that I don't use drugs.
Yeah.
That's what my mind was telling me, right? Now, so I had spaced it out. I was like, okay, you've got 6 days at home. That's 2 bottles a day.
Oh my God.
That's gonna sort your life out,
Oh my
right?
God.
By Tuesday morning, they were gone.
Yeah,
Or
of
Tuesday
course.
afternoon, they were gone, right? Because they're so nice. So I
You
took
were so
many.
calm.
Like, it was such a great feeling. So then from that Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever, 17th of June
Yeah.
is the date, right? That my first 24 hours clean is 17th of June, 2015. I went into rehab on the 22nd of June, 2015. And for those 5 days, fear just kept me in the house. Like, I remember I ran out of actual medication that I need.
Yeah.
Right? Like my asthma pump. And my mom was like, just go to the pharmacy and get it. I was like, I don't think you'll ever see me again if I leave this house right now. I honestly think that's it. I don't think I can go out there.
And you verbalized that. That's huge. Yeah.
And then she was like, okay, but then you have to just not have an asthma attack till I get home. Thanks, Mom.
Just to stay alive until I get home.
I'll do that.
I'll just drink this codeine.
So fear just kept me at home because, like, that pain that I felt on that morning when I came to on my friend's couch, I just couldn't imagine ever having to go through it again. It was too intense. It was too much. I couldn't ever imagine feeling emotionally, physically, mentally that way again.
When you describe that scene, I know that feeling, and I know that I went gray. Like my skin went a different color, my eyes, my hair, everything
Like that
was
yellowy
different.
tint.
Exactly.
It's not even red anymore.
It's awful. And like, it's your organs failing.
Yeah.
Like, that's what was literally happening. And that looking in the mirror and trying to wash it off you. Like, I get that. But also what is just really commendable is that fight. Like, you've got that week. Yes, I know we joke about the codeine bottles or whatever, but you were at home, and you kept saying, I'm scared, I'm in fear, and it got you to the place you needed to be. I struggled for so long, and we all do. And I had so many moments like what you described, where I was like, I'm done now, and then went back.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, this was not the first time that I thought I was going to stop.
Exactly.
Like,
And it's like this thing where I had so many of those moments until that moment happened.
Yeah.
Until that moment happened. And so you went into the facility. How long were you there?
6 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
because it wasn't a medical aid thing, they suggested 4 weeks right off the bat instead of the 21 days. So we're like, okay, cool. And then I think like 3 weeks in, my counselor suggested another 3 weeks. And I was like, yes,
That's exactly what
please,
happened to me.
Please give me another 3. I do not want to go into the world yet.
Yeah.
Like, I am too fragile for beyond these walls. Like, here it's nice. My food comes at the same time every day. I have a few chores I need to do. Then I get to go talk about my feelings with all these new friends I've made. This is lovely. Please keep me here. So I really enjoyed rehab, actually, to be honest with you. But I think I was just so happy to be away from the insanity that my life had become.
And that's the thing. It's safer in that space. That leaving rehab is one of the scariest fucking things in the whole world.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's real life, and that's what kind of rehab was it? Was it a religious based, 12-step
12-step.
based? Mine as well. The last one.
Which I'm very grateful for, because religion would not have
Me too.
seen me.
Yeah.
It would not have worked for
Yeah.
me. It was a 12-step program. And obviously there's a lot of other stuff that they do in there that isn't part of the 12 steps, you know what I mean? Like they have group therapy sessions and drama therapy and this.
Did you have drama therapy?
We had a sort
That's
of
so
drama
cool.
therapy.
Sorry, I didn't have that.
It's the thing that had the biggest impact on my recovery to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that group session. I don't know. I hope I'd be clean without that 2 hours, but I can't tell you for certain that I would be.
Can I ask what it is? Drama therapy.
So it was a take on drama therapy. It wasn't full on drama
Yeah.
therapy. So what happens is the counselor asks someone in the group if they have an issue that they need to resolve, right? Now this is either something they want closure on.
Oh, we had a
something-
different group name for it. Yeah.
Something they feel fearful in the
Yeah.
future of, something they're dealing with now. And then you assign other people in the group roles, right?
cool.
So they play these parts for you. So no one was putting their hand up. So I was like, fuck it, let's go. So I put my hand up and I wanted to do it around my dad's death. So I think his name was Adam. I had a guy called Adam playing my dad. I had someone playing my mom, and I also had someone playing younger me, right? Well, I mean, not much younger, like 5 years younger. And then I was myself in the moment. It wasn't like a cute version of me.
Yeah, it
wasn't the
fucked
baby
up
version of me.
Yeah.
It was already like the well into active addiction version of me. And then I played myself, and then you just talk. You just talk. You just talk to the people as the roles they've been assigned to. And it was the most intense. Not intense makes it sound bad.
I know.
But it was
it's
the
not.
most positively intense thing I've ever experienced. Like I was crying, I was ripping my hair out. There was literally on the floor, there was like a pile of my hair on the floor after the session was over, because I was just like it was all just coming out. You know, like those last insane 5 years, the grief, the everything was just coming out. And I remember after the session, I went and sat in the garden, and I decided to have a conversation with my dad. And I don't know what it was, but felt like I was being heard.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know, like, I'm not really a God person or a religious person at all, but I felt heard in that moment, even though there was no one around, and I was just talking to myself in essence. And I held on to that feeling till today, and that's what has helped me.
I really think that's so beautiful, because you took me back to when you said, you know, when your father passed, you saw it as an opportunity. And then to be in a space like that where you're able to actually start the mourning process. I don't know if you had started it, but to begin it there in such a safe kind of space and with community around you, that is life-changing stuff.
It was. Like I said, I think it's the most, like, or at least one of the 5 most pivotal points of my recovery.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
And you did, so the drama therapy, that's such an amazing thing. I wish we did drama therapy. I think I don't know if I would have manipulated that. I would be like, I'm the star. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Yeah, no, you see, I don't know, like, at that point, I was just so beaten by the world. I was so when I went into treatment, like, I saw a lot of people that was still like fighting, and I don't know where they found the strength, because I didn't have it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I was done.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even, you know, not surrender really. I was beaten into submission by the drugs.
Yeah.
So I had nothing left inside of me. So whatever they said to me, whatever the suggestions were, you know, they said, you need to wake up at 6 a.m. to mop the floors sharp. Let's wake up at 6. I don't know why. They're just going to get dirty and get remopped. But cool, let's do it. You need to wash the dishes within an hour of food being... It's cool. You need to attend these groups. Epic. I am so happy. Let's do it, please.
That's the one thing, and I've never been a routine person, especially in active addiction. The only routine was getting drugs.
Yeah.
But I fucking loved the routine of rehab.
That's so good.
Oh, dude, like we woke up, we did the chores, we had to do the beds, and then you know what's coming next and next and next. And I felt so safe in that. Like, oh my God, I can actually just exist.
Yeah,
you know?
It's sanity returning into a life of insanity, because that's what I had lived for 13 years, was just
insanity.
Complete, like, it's a mental health disorder. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that, like, I'm not morally deficient or anything like that. I just have a mental health issue.
Yeah.
And it made me insane for the better part of a decade. And now was the first time where things were being normal again.
Yeah. There was a saying at the rehab. It was a joke saying. But it used to be like, if you do not make your bed in the morning, you are going to relapse and die.
Yeah.
That was the saying
And I loved that.
Me
Because
too.
it honestly, like, that fear was a big part of what drove my early recovery, was the fear of dying.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually talking about this at a meeting the other night, at a recovery meeting, and I was telling people, like, now, this far into my recovery, I'm not scared of drugs. I'm not scared of using, because it's just not something I do.
Yeah.
There's no parts of me that is I'm no longer someone who uses drugs in any circumstance. So now, like, sort of behavioral things can sort of start happening again, right? Like, I can tell a white lie here and there. I can manipulate here and there. In the beginning, I thought that if I told someone that I was late because my car broke down, but I was late because I overslept, that I would relapse and die. That's what I thought would happen to me.
Yeah.
And it was important that I thought that,
You needed that.
because it made the journey a lot easier, because it was, okay, Fabian, you can either do the bad thing or you can do the good thing. If you do the bad thing, you will relapse and die. Do you want to die? No? Well, then you only have one other option left.
It's so funny how I want to get back to the recovery part, but
Yeah.
it's so funny how in active addiction, and I always say this, I really told myself, like, I would say to myself, I'm not scared of dying, but I would say to myself, well, if insert name who I use with, who uses more than me and has been using longer than me, isn't dead, then I won't be dead.
Yeah, of course.
So it's fine, and then they die. And then it's like, well, I'm not scared of dying.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of dying. And then I start having a seizure, or I'm throwing up bile, and I pray to a God I don't have at that point. Like, don't take me. And the fear is so real. But to this day, I will not leave the house without making the bed.
Yeah,
I can't.
me neither.
I can't, bro. No, I'm not.
I
willing.
can't have the bed unmade for more than like 10 minutes after I wake up. Like, it
I
freaks
hate
me
it.
out.
Sometimes I wake up and I'll leave before my partner, and I get home and the bed's not made, and I'm like, I am like sitting
Yeah.
there doing it. I'm like,
I've made my bed with my partner in it. Like,
I've not done that.
I've made, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Just because I know you're not gonna just okay,
just crawl out of it.
just crawl out of it when you leave, right? And just dust it off, and it will be made."
Oh, that's so funny. It's so relatable.
Yeah.
Then what happened when you left rehab? Take us through the journey of recovery.
Okay. So when I left rehab, so we have to go into rehab first for a little bit. So in rehab, they started taking us to 12-step meetings.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I left rehab, the suggestion was to do 90 12-step meetings in 90 days. So I started there, right? So the day I left rehab, I went to a meeting. I went home to my mother's house, which okay, so I can't go into detail about it, but I couldn't stay there.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the same
Not
thing.
because anyone hated me, not because there was anything bad going on. Just I couldn't be there in early recovery. So I moved into a place by myself.
Oh.
From like my second day out of rehab, I moved into an apartment and I was living by myself.
Wow.
And it was it was slightly terrifying. But you know, when I left, I had signed this contract with my counselor, my mom, and my ex-girlfriend about what I'm going to be doing, right? And it was, okay, you have to attend these recovery meetings. I was an outpatient for another 2 months afterwards, so I had to do that every day. Then there were like other like random things like, I wasn't allowed to play poker for a year, just in case there was some cross addiction thing was gonna happen. And just the environment in which the game is played is a bit, you know, like there's drugs, there's alcohol, it's seedy, it's early in the morning, late at night, da 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 da. It can be that. Not all poker is like that, guys, but it can be that. And the other, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, I was gonna start playing table tennis again. That sounds weird. I used to play club table tennis before I started using drugs. When I started using drugs, I was skateboarding and making out with girls. And I stopped playing table tennis, right? So that's something I had to start again. And there were all these little things. So I just tried to build that routine. So I'd wake up every day. I'd do my recovery things with literature and writing, and then I'd go to the outpatient program, and then I'd go to a meeting. I think I ended up doing like 110 meetings in 90 days or something like that. And yeah, like, and then in the meetings, in these 12-step meetings, I started doing service. I found a sponsor. I started doing step work. I had a higher power in place, not God, but something that felt bigger than me and everybody else, that not necessarily accountable to, but something that could give me the internal strength that I lacked.
Yeah.
Because I do lack strength on my own accord, right? A lot of people often say, oh, you know, when they hear, oh, you've been clean for this long, it's like, oh, you're so disciplined. You're so, no, I am not disciplined. I just don't want to use drugs anymore because of this higher power that, and all the other things that came with recovery. And yeah, I did that for about 3-4 years. And then I got a bit arrogant.
Same.
And I was like, I don't really need these muscles, bro. Do I? Nah, I don't really need. I don't need a sponsor. I don't need any other shit.
Yeah.
Right? And I started making excuses. Right? I started being like, oh, it's the people at NA. It's the people at the meetings. You know, like I started saying, oh, they're judging me for being a poker player. Everyone thinks that I'm addicted to this and this and this, and they don't understand me, and no one here goes out. They're all so boring and da da da. And I just started creating all this nonsense in my head, and I left. And yeah, I mean, I stayed clean.
Same.
But life was not ideal. Yeah, like the behavior, like started lying a lot more again, manipulating, became emotionally abusive towards my girlfriend. Didn't really know that I was doing that.
Yeah.
Till like, I don't know, probably like 2020 is when I actually, like, yeah, that's when she actually told me how she had felt during that time. And yeah, just so all around dickhead.
Yeah.
Again, right? But not using.
Yeah.
And that actually made it worse because I had this like false sense of righteousness, right? At least when I was inactive, I felt guilty.
Yeah.
About being an asshole because I knew I was an asshole. Now I didn't even realize I was one.
Sorry,
I was like, but I know better, right? Because I've done all this work on myself. I
went to rehab.
I'm Saint Fabian.
Yeah.
Right? No, the way you deal with problems is wrong. Right? You need to deal with them like this. I know because I stopped drugs.
Yeah.
And so I became far worse. Yeah, almost a worse person than I was inactive, to be honest. Just not using.
Yeah.
And then eventually I found my way back, thanks to a very special someone. So, yeah. And now I'm back in it.
That's, Fabian, I need to touch on that. Exact same thing happened to me.
Yeah.
I was going to 12-step meetings. I was like, I had friends both inside recovery spaces and outside of recovery spaces, and people I spoke to, whatever. And then like 3 or 4 years in, I was like, nah, it's okay. I can stay sober. I can stay, like, I'm fine. I'm fine. And I did the exact same thing. I started making really shitty decisions around relationships, started putting myself in very dangerous situations, but I just wasn't using.
Yeah.
And someone else who was new to the recovery space, who wanted help, reached out to me, and I started going back to meetings and to 12-step meetings, and I started working on things I had been avoiding for a very long time.
Yeah.
And that's where another shift happened. I do think that there's like a big difference for me between sobriety and recovery. And I think for a long time in my sobriety, I wasn't necessarily working my own recovery or healing myself. I was just kind of not using drugs, you know? I was finding it in other ways, in people.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how someone else who's going through it can give you the opportunity to get help too.
Yes.
And be there for them too.
Yeah, no, that's the, like when I came back, it was to help someone else. And in the process,
Yeah.
it helped me, I don't know, maybe more, maybe the same amount.
Yeah.
But it helped me like in a huge way, because the truth is, I don't know how much longer I had left. Like at the time, if you had asked me, I would have said, no, I'm never going to use again. But anything, like I don't know what could have happened.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I wasn't working my recovery when my friend died. I don't know what I would have done. I don't know what I would have done when my ex and I broke up. Well, I wasn't working. I was working a little bit. I had maybe one or two things I was doing, but yeah, I like to think I would have stayed clean, but you know, I could have just easily gone back to that day where I thought I was gonna die in the gutter again. So it was an important lesson for me to learn that this is something that needs to be maintained for the rest of my life, however long or short that is. And it's not an obligation. It's not a chore. It's a privilege that I get to maintain my recovery on a daily basis, that I get to help others, that I get to help myself, man. Like I was the way I treated myself was unreal.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm very grateful to the 12-step program, to everyone that helps me through it, to all the people that supported me in my early days of recovery, to the people that brought me back, to the meetings, because, I don't know what life would look like. So even today, right, I'm not having the best time.
Yeah.
Right? Like as it stands in my life right now, life is kicking my ass right now. But it would be so much worse if I were using
So much worse.
So infinitely worse. So I'm even grateful for the bad times because I had no times before. I had drug time and sleep time, or pass out time.
times.
Yeah. Drug time, pass out time. Now I have good times, bad times, medium times, average, like whatever. I have so many different types of times. I love all of them, even though some suck. But at least they're mine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I get to use the tools that I've gained in recovery to face the difficulties, to face the joyous times and everything. Because that's a big thing that I don't think people talk about it enough, is like how easy it is to ruin your life as an addict when things are going well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I was also talking about this the other day or something. Like I'm at a point in my life where I'm kind of getting a lot of things that I've been hoping for a long time, and now I'm like, but now I actually have to be the guy whose life this is. Like actually, like fuck, like I'm actually like, this is terrifying. Like, like, and someone in recovery once told me the more freedom you want, the more responsibility you need to take on. And responsibility terrifies me. I just want to say words and things must happen. Like, this is what's in my
Just
head.
manifest, it happened.
And then everyone else figure out how to make it part of my reality. Right? But that's not freedom, because then I'm relying on other people for everything, right? And some things I do rely on other people for. I rely on them for support, to pick me up when I'm down. But like at the end of the day, everything has to start with a decision that I make and followed by action that I take.
Yes.
Including getting clean to begin with.
Yes.
Right? Because like you said, how many times did I tell myself, it's over now.
Yeah.
I'm done. And then just didn't do anything else other than say that out loud.
Yeah, and then pass out and use again.
And then literally that same day, the homies call you up and are like, yo, we're going out. Yeah, come pick me up, bro.
Yeah.
Like, make sure you pick up the gear before you get here so we don't have to stop again.
Yeah, I'm not waiting.
Like,
not
the
waiting.
type of thing, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah. Yeah.
I think just one thing that I get, like, it's so important, Fabian, is discussing that recovery, like it's not this magical put down substances, everything's magically fixed.
No.
And I think some people believe that's the case. I thought maybe that would happen in recovery. I liked the idea that could happen, or it could be that easy. It could be that instant gratification, which is addiction, not recovery. Yeah. But just like addiction is progressive, so is recovery.
Yeah.
And it's like through that process of going, hey, my mental health is struggling in my recovery right now. I need to see to it. I need to ask for help, but I can do it sober and in my own time, and being able to ask for help or being able to say, I'm having these awful thoughts, like when I was in the MRI scan, like these awful, horrible thoughts, and able to say it out loud and work through it, and not even to analyze myself to the point of harming myself, but understanding myself. I feel like community, and for us, 12 steps, and connection has given me the opportunity to do that and to actively keep doing that. And some days I don't.
Yeah.
Some days I'll be sitting there and I'm feeling very fucking sorry for myself.
Yeah, of course.
You know, my partner went to an event where it was like a weed event, and there's no point in me going to those. I'm not going to smoke. I don't mind being around it, but I'm not going to smoke. And I felt so desperately sorry for myself. I was at home. I was like, they all like having this big party, and I can't. I use the word can't in my head. I can't be there. I could. I chose not to go.
Yeah.
I can't be there. Do you know what I could have done? Could have phoned my friends and been like, hey guys, let's go for coffee.
Let's do something.
Yeah, let's do. No, I chose to stay home and watch a really sad movie.
Yeah.
You know, and then like get resentful of everyone else.
Of course, because they suck.
Yeah.
How dare they leave me at home alone with no options in my life?
No options. None.
Zero.
I can't.
No, impossible. I couldn't get myself up and go watch a movie. No, alone.
Yeah.
No, impossible.
And it's just like being able to figure out. I didn't figure it out while it was happening. I really thought I was valid in my sadness. Okay, but like coming out of it, or like realizing it the next day, like, wow, you know, you had options.
Yeah,
there was a place in your life you had none.
Exactly.
Except the choice to stop.
Yeah.
Now I have plenty.
All the options.
Yeah.
So many options available.
And there should be gratitude with that.
Once the drugs get put down, the world truly does become an oyster. But again, this is just, you know, putting down the drugs doesn't fix the human condition. It just gives you the option to experience it, right? Because there are people who've never taken a drug in their life before that are at home feeling sorry for themselves because their partner went to a weed event.
Yeah. I see you, girl.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But those people seem to naturally have the ability to deal with life. For myself and for many addicts that I know, I needed coaching in essence.
Yes.
I need constant coaching and constant maintenance on how to just deal with life. But life can't get fixed. Life isn't going to get fixed. There's shit everywhere, right? Whatever it is, right? Whether it's financial problems, like problems with relationships, whether your head is exploding about certain political issues, whether it's, you know, like born without a leg, whatever the case is, right? Or even if it's just something stupid as being cut off in traffic, right? Life is going to continue to happen. And as an addict, I'm just glad that I found a way and that I found a place that can give me the tools to not freak out over everything all the time and take drugs because of this.
That is so beautiful, and I think that's such a beautiful way to end it. It's so honest. Fabian, I really enjoyed this.
I did too.
Like seriously,
a lot more than I thought I was going to.
Thank you so much. Like this is like, you know, there's people you relate to. I relate to everyone I've spoken to, but your stories, like just like parts of it, it's like I know what you're saying. And we have we've gone through very similar things within the recovery journey, and it's truly an honor to have you here. I'm so glad you were able to come here and sit down and just share your story so honestly and so openly and so vulnerably.
Thanks for giving me the space to do it.
Oh, thanks, man.
It was I enjoyed it very much.
Oh, this was great. I feel so healed. And I just want to thank the whole team who is here. We love you. We love you all. Thanks, team. And thank you so much, Fabian.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you a hug. Thank you, my guy. And guys, one last thing before we wrap up. Remember, we do recover. Thank you.
Are we done?
Are we done?
This
We
is-
done?
this is